folks? What's up?
Hey. What's
doing
up?
Good, man. Happy holidays.
Heck yeah. Glad to see everybody here. Got some folks
good
in
to
the
have you
chat
back,
already.
John.
Yeah, we missed you last week, man. I needed somebody that I not somebody, but I was expecting more burns on Brian last week. I didn't get as many burns as I was hoping for.
I watched it. You all had Brian up there. I'm like, man, they just replaced me that easy. That's all right. And welcome folks in the chat. So of course, if you don't know, Angie Outdoors, John, we got Stanley Orchard channel. We got Grant McIntosh. Links to their channels are down in the description below. Link to our website that gives you a bunch of other information about us is also in the description below. Gotta say hey to Pickle Outdoors. Looking at the chat, Pickle Outdoors was one of the earliest ones here hanging out waiting. Small Water Starters in the house. Henry Mosley's in the house. Who else? Is that it for now? I think that might be it for now, but that's good. So how's everybody since the last Tuesday? How has your week been? Chat, folks, go ahead and start letting us know how your week was. Grant, Stanley, you guys, how was your week?
Go ahead, Stanley.
Well, man, I tell you what, I am trying desperately. Like I'm in overtime on this. I'm trying desperately to get that last fishing trip done so that I can so I can finish the last video of the season for me here. Cause I don't get to take a vacation until this is done. And it's like weather, or I don't even like all of these different things keep popping up. I get skunked, whatever the case may be. I just have not been able to film this last episode, the last part of this last episode. I'm working tirelessly trying to get that. Haven't been able to do it. What I tried last weekend, was not able to make it happen. I'm hoping to do it again this week. We'll see. That's been my week.
Very cool. Very cool. Real quick, Grant, before you get going, Hall and Ash in the house. Good to see you, brother. And
hey, what's up, man?
Doug Scott in here. Good to see you. Glad you
Mr.
guys
Scott, we're going to be talking about you in just a bit, just so you know.
So, Grant, how was your last week?
Been all right. Still haven't fired a shot at a duck. We just haven't had any luck. But, hey, that's how it goes. When there's no water and you get an early cold spell and they already migrate, just how it goes. Part of it. You never know.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do? You got other plans to shift up to hunt something, or waiting for something else to open, or?
No, we're gonna get after it. Probably the week after Christmas be the next time I duck hunt. I probably won't this weekend. We got some out of town plans that don't involve hunting or fishing, but
yeah. All right.
I might get a few videos out of it anyways.
Well, I wasn't even here the last show, but there's good reason for that. My wife's birthday was that weekend, basically. And so one of her bucket list things was to spend a long weekend in Nashville. So we went to Nashville and did it up. We had a great time. One of my Army buddies, him and his wife came out with us. My oldest daughter, for my wife's birthday present, paid for a pub crawl for us. So we all went with a guide, went from bar to bar, not the big, saloons or the whatever they are down on Broadway, but the kind of the hole in the wall type places. And that was a lot of fun. We did go to Kid Rock's big fat honky tonk or whatever it's called, but those aren't bars. Those are like nightclubs. You know what I mean? His is like 4 stories. Bands were good. We went through a couple floors in there, had some drinks, but drinks were like double the price in there. And it's just crowds and crowds of people. So I kind of like the hole in the walls. That's the cool thing about Nashville, right? This is my first time going there other than just passing through, is every place has somebody playing music and singing, right? And I didn't see a bad one the whole time we were there. So it was really enjoyable. So we had a great time. If you have never been to Nashville, recommend it. And then one day we went to Grand Ole Opry. It happened to be their Christmas show. And Scotty McQuarrie was the number one singer, I guess, for for that day. So that was a lot of fun too. So yeah, we had a good time. Other than that, I've been working on that boat. Right, bust out another 1,000, finding new things to work on. So
Oh, really?
I
You got more
got
stuff
some
going on
pictures
with
I'll
that?
share. I got some pictures I'll share to kind of show some folks some of my frustrations.
Let's take a look at it. Let's see what you got. What do you?
Let's do it.
Because
Okay.
I'm curious. I'd like an update myself.
Well, here we go. Here's what I've jumped into now. Plus, I'm still working on the brakes and whatever, if you've seen the last videos. But so that's the switch panel, how it is on the boat right there, or how it was on the boat. So you look at it and you're like, well, I need to fix these because those, well, what's that switch for? What's that switch for? What's that? Looks like a billage, and there's a billage. What, you know what I mean? So there's issues figuring out what these switches went to. And then you look a little closer, and you're like, what? There's a screw hole here, but the screw's there. And a screw hole here, but the screw's there. And this thing looked like crap. So I came up with a plan for my dash, because there's another panel like that that has the engine gauges, right? The Yamaha gauges, which I got those refurbished. They're awesome. But there's a panel that looks just like that for it. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to replace the panels and everything. So I start tearing that sucker off of there and getting behind it and seeing some of the issues. First of all, they just the screws broke off, those original ones. So that's why they just drilled new holes. And the same thing when I was taking the air panel off, screws broke off too. So let's get another better picture here.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bird's nest you got there.
So that's part of the backside. None of those are heat shrink sealed fittings at all. A lot of them I found corrosion, and as I started taking some apart, the pins in the actual switches came out of the switch instead of that little piece that clips onto it, the terminal going onto it. So I've got to replace some switches and other stuff. So it's a bloody mess. So a lot of these are jumper wires that jump from one to the other, carrying the power, carrying the illumination for the switch, that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to make all new wires for that. And then the wires that are actually coming from the components, I'll replace, like this one right here, this orange and white one. I'll replace this end of it so that I've got a good heat shrinked attachment point on it. So yeah. So that's kind of the place I'm at now. What I'm doing is I still don't know where all these wires go. So hey, mark the wires and then you can put them back where they came from. But if you don't know where it goes to, I decided I would just take them apart, pull the switch out, plug the wires one switch at a time, plug those wires back into it, pull another switch, plug those wires back into it, pull the relay or the breakers are easy. You just take the button piece off and they just pop out anyways. You don't have to take the wires off of them. So I'm slowly removing all these from that. I've got the new ones ordered. Not sure when I'm going to get them. And then I'll be able to refabricate those wires that I have to replace. And every single one of those connections are going to be changed out. So I'm going to have some, when I'm done with that, I'm going to be real good at wiring some shit. So that's my fun. Besides, I got the new brake line in. It's installed. I just got to finish bleeding the brakes, and I'll finally be done with the brakes. And then we got to put tires on the trailer. We decided those tires were just too rough shape to drag it down to the coast. So going to get some new tires, which, yeah, there goes, bust out another 1,000.
We got popping in here real quick just so that we're making sure we're covering all of our bases. We got Mr. Christopher Vela, Mark J. Larson. Audrey's in here saying hi. Mr. Ben Covarrubias is here. Didn't miss anybody, did I?
I think so. Nicholas Pool Yacht Outdoors. I don't think we said hi to him yet.
Missed him.
See
Hey,
you,
guys.
Nick
Hope
in
you're
the
not working
house.
too hard.
Very cool. So did anybody in the chat while I was blabbing say anything about what they've done over the last week?
Let's see. You got a lot of people saying hi. A lot of people saying happy birthday to Audrey.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
Yeah, Mark, we didn't get much rain. I think the total for the whole week was 1.5 inches. Most of the heavy stuff went south of us. We're supposed to get some rain tonight and tomorrow.
Christopher's doing some ceiling fans. I'd rather do ceiling fans than what I'm facing right now. Whew.
Yeah, that looks like a mess.
Yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with that.
It's a bird's nest. And you can, the place that's making my panels, I'll get the new switch from them also. You can have them make the whole thing and pre-wire it for you, but can't afford that. So I got to do stuff myself.
My dad's having some work. He had some work done on his. I think his is a Yamaha. I'm pretty sure his is a Yamaha. That his engine on his boat had to go into the shop. He had to get some work done on. I think it was the water pump that went out, and it's something along those lines. I'm making that. I'm like probably way oversimplifying the actual issue and everything he was dealing with. But anyway, so he sent that thing into the shop for like a month. After a month, he called him up and said, "Hey, where's my boat? This was not supposed to be this kind of issue." And they said, "Well, it's all done. It's all taken care of and it's good. But we don't have like the paint to paint the bottom of the skeg underneath the prop. So we don't have the paint to be able to paint that yet." My dad's like, "Oh, I don't care about that. Just give me the damn boat back so I can go do some fishing. Send me the can of paint and I'll paint it myself." I said, "Okay." So they sent it back and they had it painted the goof. Like my dad's, the engine is like this kind of like nice cadet blue color. You know, it's got a little bit of glitter to it. It's really nice looking. But they painted the bottom skeg like this really stupid looking lime green. That's like, it's not like a totally opaque lime green. Like you can see through it. And it's just the crappiest, and like literally the crappiest color you could have gotten for that. And so on top of that, he did get it back though. So I hit him up this weekend. I said, "Hey, you know, I need to do this. I'm trying to finish this video. Would you say we go do some fishing? Let's try it out for the first time. You know, like, let's see how it goes." And he's like, "Man, I can't. It doesn't work." He got it back from the shop, and it is not like it. The water pump was still not the rooster tail wasn't spitting out water. So he sent it back to the shop. They swear up and down it's fine. They say it's the water pressure of the hose that he's hooking up to it when he tests it, except that always worked in the past. So he's hesitant to trust any of that. He wants them to do another thing with it. Yeah,
that would scare me. It's got to be peeing. See, Henry, his grandpa put on dough estrus over his boots, and that was the experience. Look, I remember back in the day, I don't know if hunters still use it, but we used to use skunk extract and put that on our boots. So when we walked out in the woods, deer didn't know you were there. It knew a skunk had been around, but it didn't know you were there. That stuff, and it was the real deal. It was
no. Somebody's messing with you. What happened with the real story behind what he's saying is somebody was playing a joke on him when he was younger, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, put skunk estrus or whatever, put skunk on your boots. I guarantee this works." And then they all went back after you did. They were laughing at you.
It was a thing back in the day. It was a thing. I gotta check this one out. He's got a maintenance video, full service on a Yamaha.
That's a valuable video.
Because I had a 2-stroke Mercury Optimax that I got very well acquainted with, but now I got the Yamaha 4-strokes that I don't know a whole lot about. So I haven't gotten to that part of working on the boat, right? I got to getting the trailer right, getting everything in the boat. And so now I got to eventually move on to I've got receipts from work that was done. So I know like the water, the impeller and the pump's been replaced, lower unit lube's been replaced, and they fixed some things, spark plugs done. So, but I'm still gonna look at everything, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, small water charters mentioned the crappie season started. I don't know if he was live crappie fishing earlier. I know I got a notification, but I was too busy at work to check it out.
I seen crappie video, him and his wife out there tearing them up. I think I watched it today or yesterday.
On that note, John, I got a question for you on that. I was told that the crappie are spawning in Lake Corpus Christi right now. Your early thoughts? Yeah, well, I don't know. That's what I thought I'd ask you.
I would say March is typically around March.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay,
temperature's going to get cold in the water, and then as it comes back up, I think you start looking for a water temperature, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I think around 67 degrees or something like that. And that's when it kicks off the spawn. And now the white bass will start running in Nueces River between Lake Corpus Christi and Choke, right? The Nueces. White bass start running in there for their spawn late this month. Depends on when it starts. It can run all the way up to March also. And you can kill white bass in the river at that time.
We have to talk then. I need to know about that because I need something to do in the wintertime, and that sounds exactly like what I want to be doing.
There's Wild Japan and Andiki Rizka.
Hey there.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never caught white bass either. I know they're here. No, I take that back. I did catch one. Didn't even know what it was. I was like 10 years old, so I can't really count it. I don't remember anything about it. I just know it happened.
I watched your video today catching them Gaspergoo.
I prefer to call them like mini black drum. Sheephead even sounds better.
No, but they're not a sheephead. Just call them a drum, freshwater drum.
Drum, yeah.
But down here they love to call them Gaspergoo.
That was a lot of fun, though. I really enjoyed going out there on that day. I really did just go and I did everything I was talking about doing in that video. And I was just like, I'm dead set. I'm going to catch some fish. I'm going to go out here and go to town with it. Really fun. If you haven't seen it, it's not the greatest video in the world, but I had a whole lot of fun. It's one I just posted. Going out there and just really kind of experimenting, doing things that I had never done in my life. Had a good time with that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Learning.
Time on water. Yep, exactly. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I was thinking there's some places that they spawn twice a year.
That is possible.
Yeah.
Hey, that's you know what? There's only one thing to do then. I'm just gonna have to go down there and go check it out.
Definitely. Yeah. See, for us, it seems like in the wintertime they'll bite in but they're in the deeper holes, usually schooled up. Like if you find them on a brush pile in 20 foot of water, you might catch 6 or 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say Pickle says they just upped the crappie minimum size to 10 inches slabs only. I don't remember what the limit is here, but I want to say it's
10 here.
Is it 10? Okay.
Yep.
And the only place I know to get them right now is this one pier at the state park. And the one that I fished at in that video. And I know that's going to be one of those like highly overfished spots. I really don't want to spend a lot of time there, but that's where I've been told to go.
Here's what I can tell you. So, and I wasn't there, but my fishing buddy Joel, him and one of the other guys, Marcus Cherry, went down there to fish from shore. And so you got the state park. If you're looking at it on a map, you got the state park, and then just south of the state park. So between the state park and the dam, there's like a campground or something there. And they had a fishing pier too. And this is a few years ago, but when those guys went down there, that fishing pier was non-operable. You couldn't go out on it. It was broke down. And when I went there on the boat like 2 years ago, that pier was still out. But there's an old couple sitting there fishing, and they had a basket full of crappie. And so these guys start fishing, and they're not really getting any bites. And the old couple tells them, look, you're casting out too far. This was like March. Yeah. They're in the spawn. He said, just throw right in front of you in the water because it's a murky water, so they'll come up closer to the shore and feel safe. And they started tearing them up. But it was right where that pier was. It's gone, but they were fishing right there at the base of where it would be if it was still attached to the shore. So look at a map, figure out what I'm talking about. It's a campground with its own pier there.
Okay.
But the pier's gone. And maybe that's a place to look at too next time you go.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly the kind of, that's exactly what I was asking you about in the first place, is for that kind of insight and information, little bits of information. And this is exactly why, what I was talking about in that video is these kinds of conversations. Things like you're saying, they'll get closer to shore because of it being, murkier water. I never thought about that. That is invaluable information and insight.
Yeah, choke's the same
and the
way.
March thing too.
Choke's the same way. They spawn right up by the shore in the grassy stuff. But Canyon Lake, super clear water, so they're out further from the shore.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Small water charter says he knows the spot, Stanley.
Yeah. So I need to talk to somebody about some of that. So I'm trying to get some plans together to do some Florida stuff. I've been talking about this for years. I'm going to see what I can pull off this year. I have no plans on anything yet. It's still 2022. So that's a little bit far out there, a little bit of a back burner. However, there is a fishing tournament in April in Georgia. If anybody is interested in this fishing tournament, it's one that I'm kind of wanting to, I'm kind of curious about jumping in on. We can discuss more about that later, but it's for YouTubers kind of a thing. And it's a pretty cool premise for a tournament. I don't have the means. I don't think first off, I don't know the first thing about freshwater. I'm not good at it. So I will be a very valuable teammate, but I'm not the guy to be, the main guy on a fishing team. I'll do what you tell me to do, and I need somebody who can help guide me on that. If anybody's interested, it'll be an ongoing conversation.
Yeah, I think ours is 25 a person to the limit.
Yeah, that's ours, 25. We don't have, there's some places that have a 10-inch limit, but my main spot, there's no limit on size, just 25 total.
Is there a size limit on bluegills?
No.
The spot I'm referring to, actually, they put a 8-inch limit on bluegills for 3 years.
Just to grow them.
Yep, and it helped. It definitely did.
Yeah, and here in Texas there isn't.
Yeah, there's not anymore. But
there's no way you can enforce that because they're all perch.
Here in Texas, you're right. You got bluegill. This ain't no bluegill. This here's a perch.
Yeah, they're all perch. We'll have a 32-inch redfish. Oh, that's just a big perch.
All right, we ready for a question for the group? This is one you all got to think on, okay?
All right.
We're coming down to the end of the year. So for 2022, and I still don't know the answer myself for me, what was your best outdoor experience in 2022? So all you in the chat, get them wheels a cranking. 2022 best outdoor experience. And Grant, Stanley, gentlemen, I don't know if who wants to try to start that.
That's a heck of a question. I love that. That's a great thing to look back on in hindsight.
I'm going to say, I can't think of a fishing or a hunting trip unless it was at the beginning of the year, very beginning of the year, maybe. But mine, if I had to pick something, I guess it'd be my raised bed in the garden. That's outdoors, and I had a hell of a garden this year.
Yeah, I would count that
for the first time.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I've got everything covered up still with the fabric, but I've peeked in a few times. We're going to have some onions and garlic and carrots, and we're going to have some stuff early once it warms back up finally in March. I think there's going to be some things that do survive. The cilantro, the cabbage, the broccoli, I don't think the squash, definitely the beans, they all just froze and died pretty much. But we'll have a few things that we won't have to replant come spring.
That's good. All right. Well, that gave Stanley time to think about it.
And I'm still thinking about it. I've been blessed. You know what? It's actually a really perfect timing on this question, obviously being the end of the year and everything. But so we're at the end of the year, and the YouTube thing is as far as YouTube goes, all the numbers this year are just not as good as last year. I'm going to end up beating last year, but just barely. And basically that happened as a result of shorts, not really content. So blah, blah, blah. So it's numbers and YouTube stuff. And I'm Debbie Downer about nonsense, I need to just be appreciative and happy of what I've got. And what I can be appreciative and happy is that my greatest outdoor time that I have to think of is going to come between snorkeling at Chonkanab in Cozumel. Was one of I love that a wonderful experience. That was going to stand out in my mind for the rest of my life. I did that offshore trip with my uncle and caught my first tuna and some big sharks and some stuff. That was something that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. I did 7 trips back to back out on the Packer Channel jetty and totally bagged out on Sheepshead this spring. And that doesn't even hold a lit match to the greatest time I spent outdoors this year. Honestly, I'm just I need to not be so hard on myself about some of the stupid stuff and just enjoy and appreciate the times that I've had. I'm going to say probably the best time was Cozumel with my wife and daughter, Savannah's first time down in Mexico.
Nice.
But I like that those are my options, for the year. And now I've got to try and beat that for next year.
Yeah,
really.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Wild Japan says hiking the mountains or mount. I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hiking.
Nico?
Yeah. Chris said he hit the big ugly in knee-deep water at the beach. That'd be fun. That's a big black drum. Henry says, when does a buck snort, sneeze, wheeze? Okay.
Snort, wheeze.
Oh, my. Catching my personal best smallmouth bass in a creek. I'd never fish. Okay, that's pretty good. All on my YouTube channel.
Well
Very
said.
like Let's see. Pickle says, salmon charter with my wife. Seeing her light up and catch her 20-pound salmon was worth. Yep, I imagine that would be pretty awesome. Let's see. What else? Small water charters. Client got 7.8 on a second cast. The excitement of that dude. That's true. Sometimes some of the funnest stuff is seeing someone else get excited when they do something that they're not used to doing, right? You take somebody fishing who doesn't fish a lot and you put them on a big fish, that kind of stuff. I can just sit back and not fish and watch them. That's fun. I agree.
One of the some of the greatest times, and I actually have plans on that. I intend on making that a part of what I do next year. Is instead of I want to catch a bunch of fish, I want to have a lot of fun with it, but I want to get Rachel into a big shark. I want to get her dad into a big shark. I want to go out on the jetty. You know what? One of the things that I want to do, I'm planning on doing for next year is I want to get out on the jetty. I'm going to go to a pawn shop. I'm going to get a rod, and I'm going to be like, okay, let's see what we can do with a $5 rod out on the jetty. Catch a bunch of fish, do the whole 9 yards, and then I want to hook into something good, and what I'm going to do. I'm going to find some kid. I'm going to find somebody who's they don't have a rod, they're not experienced, something like that, and I'm going to go fish right next to them. I'm going to hook into something, and I'm going to be like, oh, hey, would you hold on to this for me? And then I'm just going to walk away. Let him keep the whole thing. He can keep the rod, keep the fish, the whole 9 yards.
That would be awesome. Yeah, Mark, I saw the video. Mark got that badger. Man, that is the fattest badger I've ever seen. If you guys haven't seen it, I think you can click over there on the side of Mark's name, and you can later, after the live stream, you can go check out his video. It's pretty freaking awesome. Let's see what else. I'm behind now on the chat because we got a lot of good stuff.
Good.
Christopher says the barge at Packery.
Yeah, I'm not counting that as a good one. Yeah, that thing is still there. That thing is going to be there for a while. And that was in case you didn't know, that was the third one they've wrecked. 3 barges on that job.
Oh, and Henry got his first deer this year.
Yeah, that's one to remember. Absolutely.
Let's see what else.
If Henry and Grandpa
say again, Grant.
I was gonna say if Henry and Grandpa wasn't laughing so much in the blind, they might see more deer.
20+ walleye day fishing on the inland lake near the house. Wow, that's nice. 20+ walleye day anywhere is a nice day. Shit.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Wow.
Well, best
so
fishing
everybody came up with some pretty good answers.
We got as a group, every single person here, we all have things to be, grateful for, things to be thankful for. It's nice to, look back on the good times and
definitely
remember that so that you can beat them next year.
Absolutely. So there are some YouTubers in the group. Not everybody in the chat is a YouTuber as well, but there are some. We usually every year have this. Anybody got some YouTube goals for this next year? I'll start this one since I sat out the last one. More videos. I'm not worried about, I want this number of subscriptions. I want this number of views. I'm not worried about, I just want to upload more videos. This year for me was probably since I got serious about this, my worst year as far as uploads, just because June I sold one boat, didn't buy the other boat until September, and then that boat is still in the driveway because I'm working on it. So that's my excuse. Yes, I could still get out there with friends and stuff, and I will. But this coming year, it's on. I want to get more videos uploaded. So that's my YouTube goal for 2023.
I like that. I like that, and I'm not knocking on you, Henry, with this. 1K subs is a solid.
That's an important goal.
It is an important goal. It is a solid one that you need to focus on. 100 subscribers this year. Love to get to 500 next year. Things like that. Absolutely. I will say after you get to that 1,000 subs is like the barrier for entry for the YouTube Partner Program. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a different ballgame. You get different, access to things when that happens. After you get past that point, though, like you're going to have those years where it's like, okay, now I want to be at 2,000. I want to be at, for whatever the numbers are going to be. My goal this year was to hit 5,000 by the end of the year, and I'm going to be just short of it. And I don't even really care. That's not like the big goal. Subscriber counts are not like the big goal. That's not like that. That is not, if anybody asks me about my channel, that is the absolute last thing that I tell them about it. I don't go around telling them that I have like a number of subs. I tell them, the number of views, the number of videos I've made, the number of seasons of content that I've made, things like that are the things that I brag about. That I do it all with my phone are things that I talk about. This year, hiring someone else to edit. Oh man, yeah, I'm feeling you on that one. I think my goals for this year are going to be, I want to hit. I have been challenged by TubeBuddy to make a 100,000 view video. That's a thing that I want to do. I'm focusing on. I'm really out there with this, but I think I'm going to aim for 100,000 view video and 1 million views by the end of the year. A tall order, but it can be done.
Yeah. Yep. That's important, Pickle. Know what you want, right?
That is a goal.
There's people that want to be a full-time YouTuber and they've got to really grind and put stuff out that they know people want to see. And then the other spectrum is, hey, I want to make videos so my family and friends can see what we do. And then there's every level in between that. So, yeah that's good.
I will add on that real quick. I want to, this feels important to me. I want to say that like, while my goals are like, they're based on numbers, the way that I plan on attaining those views has absolutely nothing to do with numbers. I plan on I'm planning on spending more time getting better shots, catching better, fish, getting the underwater shot, getting the drone footage that I'm always lazy about, the narrative and all of that stuff. That's what I plan on fixing in order to get to that point.
All right, Grant, I see your mic is muted for the pups. You got any goals for YouTube this year, sir?
Yeah, hopefully we get through what we've been going through for 2.5 years and we can get some closure and start making more videos and having more fun. Definitely got to get some more fishing than the past 2 years. I'd like to do more fishing in 23 than I've done in 20 and 21 and 22. Definitely. So we'll see. It's dealing with lawyers and all that crap. You never know how long it's going to take from the government. I'd like to get some closure on that so we can start living normal lives again.
Yep.
I would make that like my personal goal is I want to see that happen for you guys. That would make my year seeing that happen.
Yeah, quit having that hanging over your heads.
Yeah,
I agree 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
So I didn't get any collabs in 22. I definitely want to get some collabs going again. Get that going again.
Yep.
Damn.
Gonna have to do Michigan again, boys.
Yeah, I don't think I did any collabs in 2022. Stanley, I got down there with you a little bit, right? I know I was down at the beach at least, I want to say twice. I think.
I don't know if you and I have fished together since Grant was down last year.
Might not.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think it was August of 21.
Yeah, you know what? The time I was down there, it was horrific weather for fishing from the beach. So you went to Packery, and those friends of ours, the Army buddy and wife, were down with with their family, and so we just hung out with them. That's right. So it didn't happen. So yeah, that's a good one. Get some more, do some more collabs. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that
for sure. All right. So follow on question to that. You got any like outdoor goals? What something you want to do, achieve or accomplish outdoors wise this coming year? Mine's easy. I want to get that 28-foot Grady White in the water at the coast.
I thought you were going to say 28-foot fish.
No, 28-foot Grady White in the water at the coast so I can get some fish. Yeah, that's my number one. Got to get done 2023 thing is get that boat in the water.
Yes, I'm going to be doing some traveling in 2023, and I want to make sure that I get content filmed when I'm traveling. I'm going to be really hard on myself. I want to try to go back a couple of years mentally and get back into where I'm like filming absolutely everything. But my real goal, with traveling, is going to be difficult. I want to redo. I have no idea what any of my personal best fish are. Until I did YouTube, I never took photographs. I never measured fish except for, legality purposes. I have no idea. Like that wasn't something that my family did. We caught fish for food. And so this year I'm like, man, I have no idea what hardly any of my PBs are. So this year I'm like, you know what? Let's find out. I'm going to set all new PBs on every species. And that's my goal for the year.
There you go.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Mark, you can go fish with them. Grant.
Yeah, I'd long before the big bass start biting, I'd like to get up there for a snow goose hunt. So let's make that happen.
Is that your outdoors goal? Get up there and do some snow goose hunting?
Let's do it, Mark.
There you go.
So to add to what John said, then I would have to add the goal to get on that Grady White.
Yeah. I don't want to say that because I don't want to be like saying that every single time, but I am thinking it every single time. I have no problem scrubbing decks, man.
I understand. I know that. That would be awesome. It'd be cool to get us all out there at one time. That'd be awesome.
Definitely.
What's Pickle got? See, I got a couple collaborations lined up when I move back to Maine. Cool. That'll be cool. Looking forward to seeing those.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna go to Maine.
200-pound deer and boat purchase. Gonna get a boat.
I'd like a motor for the old John boat.
You can talk to me about process of buying a boat if you want.
Right? You want a boat? John's got a boat.
Yeah, I can tell you about that.
Yeah, buy it all new, everything brand new.
Right. Get a friend who has a boat. That's cherry.
That works. There you go. Can't get a public land deer this year. Then his goal is to get one next year.
Yeah.
Wild Japan says I want to do 2 more of the 100 famous Japanese peaks.
Yes, that's a cool goal.
So how many have you done so far? It sounds like 2 in a year. So I wonder where are you at of the 100? How many have you done so far? Let us know.
Yeah, I'm curious to know how long it's going to take you to get all 100. You need to make that a main focus of your channel because that's awesome.
Well, if you're only doing 2 a year.
Yeah, true.
You're be busy
you got to step it up at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't, these peaks, they could be those lifetime hikes. So I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know better.
I have if you took the tallest mountain in Texas and asked me to climb that thing, I think I could do it, but I'd be gassed at the end. And the tallest mountain in Texas is measured in meters.
Yeah. I don't think there's even mountains. I think there's hills in Texas.
Yeah, plateaus out your way.
You get over there by El Paso, the bottom end of the Rockies kind of comes into that area. So there's some tall ones over there. So
yeah, they're
Pickle said you mean hill.
100 feet. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's funny. That is so far he's got 2. So he wants to do all the ones
in his prefectures.
That's an area over there?
I think that's like a county.
I don't know.
What did that? Louisiana's like that. They have something where they don't call
parishes.
It county. They have parishes. Yeah, it's like a parish, I think.
Huh. Uh-oh. Stanley, Ben's got a question for you.
Oh, that's a heck of a question, actually. You know what? So I left a little thing. Here's the deal on that.
Oh, yeah.
To my knowledge, it has not been found. Now, that having been said, I haven't been to that spot since summer. So I do need to go out and check it. I can't confirm whether or not whether that treasure has been dug up. I can confirm that nobody has contacted me about it. And there's information, obviously in the treasure when you dig it up that says like, hey, you need to get a hold of me. Let me know that you found this. So maybe somebody found it and they're like, screw that. And they went and decided to like blow a bunch of money or something. I don't know. But to my knowledge, it is still there.
Huh. That's crazy. You should like go investigate and then do something with it. You know what I mean? Leave it there.
You see, so here's the problem with that is I get a lot of value in this question right here happening. Like now everybody in the chat knows that, like Stanley went and physically buried treasure out on Padre Island that has money in it that you can find by going back and watching our 4th season of videos, finding the clues and going and digging that up. Guess what? I don't mind having this conversation for the next 5 years because I get to keep cycling people through videos.
Yeah,
but
good.
One person has found the clues and they did solve it, but they were not in Texas. They got a gift card for finding it. You can physically follow the clues and you follow the clues out to wherever it was that I went, and you can go and you can physically dig up a treasure.
Padre Island.
Somewhere on Padre Island. Pirate style.
Island.
So I don't mind having this conversation. I'll have it every single year. That doesn't bother me.
All right, gentlemen. My last question for today. It's not the end of the show. We got some pictures to go through. All you people out there posting up the pictures for the competition. But have any of you ever had geocaching? That's good, Pickle.
It's like that, except that it's not on there. It's just you can only find the clues to it in my videos in the 4th season.
Scariest moment in the outdoors, or your scariest outdoors experience?
Tough one. Heck of a question. I want to, just for the record on this, anybody who wants to do this, we can do this. I need to record some podcast episodes this week. And in the next couple of weeks, I plan on recording a few of them. Anybody wants to have a conversation, like an in-depth conversation about scary outdoors moments like this, I would love to do a podcast on it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Mine was easy. I think that think about other than, walking to a blind in the dark and hearing crunching around you and knowing there's large predators in that area that you're hunting. That's always there. But it was that, and I told the story already, so I'll make it quick. It was when we were out there in the apron at Port Aransas outside the jetties, and it turned into a washing machine, and we were in my 18-foot Mako. That was probably, especially for Joel, but that for me, that was a pretty scary moment out there.
Brand new 20
But I know people have scarier moments. So what you guys got?
Mine was opening day of duck season. I'm believing it was either 15 or 16. And what's up, Farmall Fanatic? Thanks for joining us.
Farmall.
And it was opening day. Janet was with me and one of my best friends. It was his first time ever duck hunting. And it was icy on opening day. So it was end of November, Thanksgiving. And it had cold that year for some reason. Anyways, we were out trying to break ice, spinning circles in the boat. And somebody leaned a little too far to the side we were spinning to and started taking on water.
Oh,
and I gunned it, with the motor. I had a little 6-horse on that 12-foot John boat. I gunned it to the bank. And luckily, the nose of the boat landed on the dry land, and the back end that I was in was underwater. But we got out on land.
Yeah.
Pulled the boat up. Got the water out, got our guns out from underneath the water that was in the bottom of the boat. It was pretty scary. We would have all three probably died if that boat would have sunk out in the middle of that thing.
Yeah, cold water like that, hypothermia gets hold of you and you're done.
Yeah.
No life jackets, wearing waders.
It doesn't matter. You wouldn't have, like, the life jackets would not have, like, you'd have just been like some orange little popsicles bobbing around out there.
Yeah, that's my scariest outdoors adventure.
Yeah, that would have a pucker factor to it. Doug says that a storm that popped out while fishing at Lake Michigan. I'm sure Saginaw or Lake Huron pretty much the same. They're as big as seas. So yeah, those storms blow up on those places. They can get real scary. So I imagine that.
I did a whole podcast on this for one, but I've got a few other stories. Okay, Mark Larson, my buddy getting thrown off his horse at night last year in Wyoming in the mountains, dude. Yeah, I've been thrown from a horse. That's not fun. Like in a stable. I can tell you, like in a stable. That's not a stable, but like in a yard. So yeah, like up the mountains of Wyoming at night. No. Oh, wait, dude, look at Pickles. This is fantastic. That's a good one.
That is.
Encountered another hunter at first light on public land wearing all black. He thought it was Sasquatch and freaked him out. Wear orange. I don't even know if, like, wearing orange would have made that much of a difference. I have been hunting on public land before. Like, I've been out there and I saw something move. I hate telling this story. This really sucks because this is not very like professional hunter stuff, but I was on public land. There was nobody else around. Like I was 100 miles from anybody easily. And I'm out there, I'm hiking around. I'm looking for nilgai and I see something move on the backside of this dune that I was on ahead of me. There's like, I see something move. So I use the scope and I look in on it and it's this white thing moving around behind the dunes. And so I walked up on it. There was a channel cut through the dunes right there, and it was a boat with a fisherman, and that was his hat.
Oh shit!
Seeing seeing a person's head through the scope of your gun is terrifying. You know what I mean? Like that is not even right now telling the story. I'm like, man, I don't even want to tell that story because it's embarrassing for one, but for two, it's like that's terrifying thinking that. Yeah. And that guy never knew I was there. Had never had a clue. I turned around, walked the other direction, and I was like, I'm freaking done. And that is not the kind of rattlesnakes, running into other like wildlife stuff like that. That's kind of one thing, but running into that's kind of like, God, I don't even want to think about it. That's terrible. Yeah. So I feel your pain on that, Pickle. Sorry.
I could imagine it probably wasn't just a little trip and fall and get back up. Yeah, it was on a hike. It was probably something substantial.
Yeah, sitting here thinking now, I can think of two other situations where I was pretty scared, and they were also duck hunting. So,
you like us?
Oh no, well, we got pictures to look at. That's for another show.
Okay, we do need to jump in. Hey. Anybody, I desperately want to get into this conversation. Anybody, hit me up in the Discord server, email, however you want to get in contact with me. Go ahead. I want to have this conversation on the podcast. I can have it 6 times. It doesn't matter. This is a fun conversation. We can have all kinds of talks about it. So Grant, go ahead and save it. Let's do a podcast together.
Sounds good.
And link to Discord server is in the description below.
Appreciate that.
All right, we want to get into the pictures then there, Mr. Stanley?
Let's do it. Let's take a look and see who is going to win the final Photographer of the Week award for the Discord server for 2022. Let's see who's got what it takes to be the guy mid-December.
There's some good ones.
It's not bad. Yeah, we got some people who really delivered this week. We've got, what's his name? Baron Von Bandit got himself. I had to throw that one in there. He was cooking up some salmon and stuff like that, and I thought that looked amazing. It was kind of a last-minute throw-in. I had to do it, though. It was like just a good-looking shot. I can't do this guy's actual name, so I'm going to just run with the Seaman on this one. He got himself a nice buck. That's him in the top left and that buck on the left side there. Yeah, Nick just got himself a beautiful shot of a doe out just on a pretty morning. And then PCI in DC got himself a nice doe. And that's him like grilling it up at the bottom there.
Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah, he did it right. A lot of good pictures from a couple of these guys on all of this. I wasn't able to obviously pull all of their pictures, but they did a heck of a job with the stuff they've been posting. Give them a lot of credit for the stuff that these guys have been posting on there. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of good conversations as a result. Of course, I don't know, Ben, if he's still around. Mr. Tacos Locos he came down here, got himself a nice pompano. I haven't done that yet, so you got me beat so far. Pickle in the chat. He's been good. We know Pickle kills it. He's got some great catches right there. This was just a couple of the ones that he was able to post recently because he's had a lot of good runs. I'm assuming you've got some good YouTube videos. Well, he just posted a good YouTube video probably about this trip right here. So you can check that out on his channel. Worthwhile because he's got some great stuff going on. And then Got a Fish. He's got a lot of pictures. This is just one. Yeah, Ben, dude, I don't blame you. So happy to get that pump. My father-in-law has been telling me to go out there. They were killing it yesterday. I haven't had a chance to go out there and get them yet. We'll see if I'm able to get that this week. I don't blame you. That is a good eating fish right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We got Dr. Deuce he had a really cool sunset shot over there. And then he got that just absolute hog of a carp.
Yep.
Egg Fried Earth was celebrating a bunch of nighttime fishing that he was doing. Sunfish King, for any of you guys who know him, that dude has been absolutely killing it out on whatever lake it is that he's going to. He probably put 50 pictures in the server. I wasn't able to put them all, for obvious reasons, but he's been killing it, and he's, had to give him some attention here. Mr. Rick, of course, he went out and got himself a few. I think he's getting ducks. Hey, buddy. Got a fish. Dude, look at that. He got himself a thresher.
That's crazy.
And that was the only shot he got of it. But, I mean, even still. And we had a good conversation about this. So, apparently, he's in Canada, and you can't keep sharks in Canada. I was telling him, man, that's like one of the best eating sharks that we have in this area. And he's like, oh, well, we're not allowed to keep any sharks at all. Well, come to America, man. Next up, of course, Wild Japan. He's been posting some cool stuff, been doing some fishing. He's making his own fishing things. I'm assuming you got to tell us about it in the chat. What is it you're doing? It's like a piece of bamboo, and he's just making his own little rods, and he's going out there and getting bluegills with them.
Very cool.
I think that needs to be like a whole video series in and of itself, even though hiking is a little bit more his thing. The fishing part of that seems really cool to me.
Yeah.
Gentleman by the name of Explosive Diarrhea got himself a nice GT, Grand Trevally, and then he got himself a really nice grouper there. Rush Hour Fish. We get some interesting names on here. Like I have to change some of the names on this. That's just part of the Discord thing, I suppose. Rush Hour Fishing on YouTube got himself a couple of really nice peacocks. Channel Cats over here. He went out on a trip in Colorado, and I was not even able to do him justice on the amount of catches and all the tons of pictures that he was able to get on his run out there. Absolutely gorgeous. We will have the video for that posted in the Discord server. He's not here to advertise himself, so sorry, buddy, but check him out in the Discord server. We got all his stuff in there. Going to be some good ones, I assure you. So those are our pictures, our final set of pictures from the Discord server this year, and these are the 4 best that are up in competition with each other to gain the coveted pro staff role for the Discord server that unlocks some special areas and features of the server that not everybody is able to get into. And you get the coveted Photographer of the Week award. It's a role that you get for 1 week, kind of puts you on top of the server, lets everybody know that you are the boss. And our contestants this year are this week are Pickle Outdoors with that nice salmon or trout or salmon. That's trout, right? I don't know my lake fish.
Lake trout, maybe. I don't know.
Lake trout. Yeah, it's one of those awesome. Whatever it is, it's freaking awesome. The Seaman has got himself a nice buck over there. Channel Cats with just a really gorgeous shot of that trout. And then we've got Explosive Diarrhea. I could not have a contest without having his Grand Trevally in here at the end of it.
Cool. You got a pretty good mix on votes so far. All right, folks, vote up.
Vote up. While you're doing that, I need to pull up like the little thing here so I can keep track of what we got for everybody. Keep the votes coming in, guys. Let us know what you think.
If C-Man would have had a better pose, had somebody take the picture with him holding it or something, I'd have voted for C-Man because that's a sweet deer. But I got to vote. Got to go with Pickle Outdoors. That's a good picture. Nice.
It is a good picture. I went with C-Man just because if you look closer, that is a big old stud of a deer. He's that guy that's been avoiding hunters for years.
That's true.
And C-Man did the work and got him.
Yeah, that's a sweet deer for sure.
Yeah, I had to vote for that one this time. So we had a deer win last week too, huh? I wasn't here last week, so.
Yeah.
We
got some B votes coming in.
I don't know who's winning.
You know what? I'm gonna go for. I know I'm like outside of the norm on this one. I'm gonna put my money in on channel, and the reason being,
there's a few.
I'm jealous. It's a beautiful picture, and the picture alone doesn't do it justice. The quantity of pictures that Channel Cats put in about this trip, and he was so excited about it. I'm going to go ahead and put in a vote for that gentleman. He earned it on this one.
I wish he was here. Almost with that, it's hard to see on that dorsal fin. Almost looks like some kind of grayling, but I'm sure it's not in Colorado. Some kind of trout, I'm sure.
So Stanley, you said B, but you put C.
Oh, thank you. Oh, because I got it wrong on my thing there. Okay, I got it evened out.
Hanging Chad
on my note. Hi there.
Amanda.
Hi there, Amanda.
With the A.
Hey, Amanda. Thank you for joining us.
And for anybody who saw my most recent video, this is Sausage, and Sausage says hi.
The kitty cat.
We got a new one. We got to collect them all, right?
Say, Mr. Rick, we won't be in town Friday. We're going to go to Memphis this weekend.
All right. Cool.
Nice.
Going to take our son to an NBA game Thursday night, watch the Grizzlies and the Bucks play.
Nice. Dude, the Grizzlies, they got a good team, man. I've always appreciated that team.
Yeah.
This vote is illegitimate. It's not. Mr. Kimball, appreciate you coming in there. Let me see.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. Thank you for voting. So
anybody who wants to put their vote in, you got about 15 seconds. Get it in now or forever hold your peace.
15 seconds. The final one of the year, of the season.
This is it. Who's going to be the last person? And we're going to make some changes to this whole thing next year. We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to make it a little bit more of a, I don't know, thing or whatever, but we're going to make some improvements to this in the next year. So whoever needs to be the final winner of the way that it is now, this is it. And 2, 1. Grizzlies and Bucks. By the way, yeah, Bucks. I'm a Bucks fan. So guess what, Pickle? Again, you are the winner this year, sir. You ran away with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, huh? Wow.
8 to about 3 on everything else. Oh, yeah. See, there's Eric's got another vote for you. Got 9 votes on that. So Pickle ran away with it on this one. See?
Yeah, he did. Congratulations. That is a good picture, too, by the way, Pickle. I'm just tired of always voting for you, so I had to vote for someone else.
I kind of felt the same way. Like, I specifically did not vote for you because I'm tired of voting for you.
Yeah.
Not unhappy to have you win, though. Congratulations, sir. I cannot wait to get up to Maine and do some fishing with you.
Three-time winner now?
Yeah, I think that's 3 for him. He also he was the one that won the one and came up here and did the panel with us.
He's the only 3-time winner, right?
That's right.
Here's to you, sir. It was your year.
Ben, as is the case and often the case in life, you were the only person to vote for explosive diarrhea this year. There's always next week. You can always vote for explosive diarrhea again next week.
Not next week or the week after.
Oh, that's right.
So administratively, folks, we are taking a holiday break. That's why this is the last episode of 2022. We will be back on 3 January with the new and even more better live stream. I'll be hosting. My birthday is the 2nd of January, so that's going to be our New Year, my birthday, New Year's episode. That's how. Yeah, we'll put something like that on there.
It's gonna be a party.
It's going to be a party.
There's going to be fireworks and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
Absolutely, definitely. So you guys, I know you're going to miss us for the next 2 weeks. Save all that stuff that happens over the next 2 weeks so that at the beginning of the year, we'll be able to talk about all of it. I'm sure we'll all have some awesome Christmas stories, and maybe some folks get to do some hunting and fishing during that time, and we'll talk about all of it then. So until then, anything up here on the panel? You guys got anything else you want to share?
I want to get rid of some cats.
Say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, guys, happy holidays. Hope you have a wonderful season. Enjoy your time with your family. You know, maybe don't spend quite as much time in town at the malls and stuff like that. Spend a little time outside and enjoy that snowstorm we got coming.
Yeah, we're supposed to get like 6 inches of snow here. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all joining us. It's been an awesome year.
Yes.
And look forward to seeing y'all on the 3rd of January. Until then, peace out.
Have a good one, guys.